That's the bonus.
Okay.
So come and lie on your mats and just get comfy. You can either have the legs extended, or if you feel like a little low back sensitive, have your knees bent. You guys, if there's any problem with the connection, let me know. Unmute yourself and talk to me. Okay. Brilliant. Come and lie down and get comfortable. And actually, or have the block, 2 blocks, in fact. If you've got 2 blocks, brilliant. Have 2 blocks sort of nearby, so you don't have to then move later. If you don't have 2 blocks, I'll give another option. Okay. Close your eyes. And then just get connected to the back body. So maybe you squeeze and tighten everything and let it go. So you kind of feel the difference of adding tension to the body and then very consciously trying to move it away from the body. Maybe a big breath in and a really big sigh out. And I like to shuffle my shoulder blades down. Right? They're always in the wrong place. They're always a little hiked up. And begin to draw your attention inwards and just think about the quality of your breath work. Slow inhale, slow exhale. Kind of just what you need right now. And then just begin to notice the possibility of breathing more widely into the side ribs. So a full expansive inhale that actually spreads the ribs a little wider. And to really focus on it, you just slow your breath down so you can concentrate. And then to help with this sense of noticing the breath, actually take your hands now and place them lightly on your side ribs. So you've got your sort of fingers, hands, just on the edges of your body. And I just want you to feel your breath, really, and it's that straightforward. You can then really notice how you move your ribs when you take your breaths in and out. And the intent that we're working with this morning is curiosity. And I just want you to be curious this morning as to how your body moves and kind of reacts and changes when you pay a little more attention. And this is a hard one because we lose our attention very easily. But when we are paying attention, it's a very magical connection. It's like it all kind of makes sense. We're just going to be curious about that kind of zone to work in. Let's do 3 Shivanandas. So Shivananda, you take a slow inhale, you'll feel it where your hands are. You balloon out, you hold the breath. You hold the breath for maybe 2 beats, 3 beats. And then you're gently going to exhale and you're really going to notice the deflation of your ribs and lungs. Do 2 more in your own time. No rush, right? And in the held breath, try to soften your shoulders and your neck and your jaw. And then just let it all go on the exhale. That should feel really good. It's like, oh, maybe pressing a little bit down through the belly, low back flattening A tiny bit more. Last round in your own time. Smooth, expansive breath in, held breath feels interesting. Exhale out, maybe opening the mouth. And then move the hands away from the body. If your knees aren't bent, let's bend them. And I'd like you to pick up your left leg and take it straight to the ceiling. So you've got one knee bent, one leg extended. Take the hand behind this extended leg, maybe at calf level or hamstring. And very slowly just pull the leg a little closer to your torso. Let's give the ankle some mobility by rotating it in a full 360 one way a couple of times. Oh, that feels quite tight. And then go the other way. Just really bringing some juice into your ankle joint. And then we're going to place your left ankle across the right knee. So this is figure of four, right? Slowly reach through the gap, grab the back of your right thigh and draw it towards you, but not kind of 100%. Let's work at 70%. I want you to really notice the breath moving into the back rib cage here. You're still breathing really slowly and fully. Let the low back, the sacral area flatten to mat. Feel for spreading your breath widely into yourself. You want to activate the pose a little more. Flex and press the left foot more into the right knee. Move your head side to side, no tension in the neck. And we're going to do something interesting here. Place the right foot back on the mat. You've still got your cross-leg situation. Bring your arms into goddess. Take a slow inhale. When you exhale, tip both your legs to the right, but keep the cross-leg position. So your left foot will land, and you're still kind of in your figure of four. There's a stretch in the left hip. Now reach your left arm way up above you, curving your breath into the left side of the body. You can also take the right hand and grab the right foot. This is an option. And just fascinate on this side bend. This is a big side bend, right? You let the left hip flank lower a little more to the mat. Slow breaths in and out, right where you need them. Draw the left arm a little down. Release the right hand if you have the ankle, and then roll back to figure of four. Release the left foot, knees bent. Other side. Take your right leg straight up to ceiling. Grab a back of leg somewhere, hamstring or calf, and ease it towards your body. It's first thing in the morning, so go nicely. Rotate the ankle and really kind of get into the juicy joint area. Go one way a couple of times, then the other way. And then float the right foot onto left knee. Take a hold of the left thigh with two hands and draw it towards you. Back release pose, figure of four. Come back to your slow breaths into the low back. Maybe flexing and activating the right foot a little more. Push the right knee away from you. Move your head side to side. There's no tension in the neck. And then release the hands, but keep the leg position. Bring your arms into goddess. Both, the left foot comes back to mat, so we'll start there. And then you just tip your legs to the left. You land the right foot. Just acclimatize a moment, take a breath. Reach the right arm way above you. Still on the floor, but it's extending. Option to take left hand to left ankle and hold on. In fact, left hand to right ankle, that wouldn't work. Left ankle is far too far away. Take your breaths into the side bend. I kind of love this stretch. I do this a lot on my own. It's not Forrest yoga. It's really nice though. And then slowly come out of the pose. Legs come back, arms back to normal, and bring the feet to the floor. I'd like you to grab a cork block and place it under your sacrum and have the other block nearby if it's available. It's a low position. We're doing heel dips, okay? But we're going to add an arm part to the abs thing. So just resting your sacrum on the block, pick your other block up. And I'd like you to hold it between your hands, palms, the long way along, and just reach your arms up. So the block is pretty much hovering over your face. Put a micro bend in your elbows. Pick your feet up off the mat, knees bent. Flex your feet. Take a slow breath in. Pigeon the left foot, hold the breath. Flatten low back. When you exhale, lower the left heel and lower both hands above your head so your thumbs tap the floor. Inhale, leg and arms come back to center. Hold the breath, flatten low back. Flex and pigeon right foot, lower it slowly. Lower the arms at the same time. Inhale, really slow, come back to center, squeezing the block between your palms. This is the pattern. Hold the breath, flatten low back. Flex and pigeon left foot. Lower it slowly as you exhale and lower the hands at the same time. Inhale, slowly draw back to center, pulling belly to block. Hold breath, flatten low back. Flex and pigeon right foot. Lower it slowly with the arms as well. Two things happening at once. Inhale, come back to center. A lot of concentration. One more round, flex and pigeon left foot, exhale, lower slowly. Arms go back to, feel for squeezing the armpits as you press onto the block. Inhale, slowly come back. Hold breath, flatten low back, flex and pigeon right foot. As you lower it, the arms lower too. Inhale all the way back to center. You'll be glad to put the hand block down, put the feet down. Arms to side of body, coming into bridge pose. So I'd like you to feel your feet tucked up near the buttocks. Inhale, lift your hips up and arc into your upper back. The block is still there. I'm going to just leave it there for a moment. Pressing your breath into the front rib cage, activate your glutes and your thighs. Take your arms up to the ceiling and face the palms towards your kneecaps. Spread the fingers wide. Still breathing. Do second stage of wrist stretches. On an inhale, roll each finger individually down to the palm, cover with the thumb. When you exhale, press your knuckles towards your knees. Inhale, flare the hands open. Roll each finger down individually, cover with the thumb. When you exhale, press your knuckles away from you. Squeeze your buttocks higher. Inhale, release the palms. Turn your hands to face each other like you're holding the block again. Take a slow inhale, the thumb curls in, all fingers wrap around it. When you exhale, press the edge of your thumb towards your knees. Inhale, release palms. Thumb to palm, cover with fingers. Exhale, press your thumb edge to the kneecap. Release. Hands come down. Take a breath right into your sternum. And then move the proper way, because it was there all the time, but we need the space now. Tuck tail very slowly, lower top back, mid back, low back, all the way to the floor. Very nice. Just take a breath or two into your low back. Move your arms back into goddess. Shift your hips a little bit to the left, lower both knees to the right, supine twist. Pause a moment so your knees are stacked. You've got a lovely right angle from the hip socket. Breathe into the left side of your body. Take the breath there, feel it. Left shoulder is soft. And I know it feels like we spent a lot of time on the floor, but this is good, right? Grounding. The lips go. On an inhale, one knee at a time comes back to center. Shift hips a little bit to the right, lower both knees to the left. Breathing through the movement. Ooh, I landed on my block. Take a slow, steady inhale into right side of body. Move the head a little side to side. Notice where you place your tension. And then inhale, come all the way back to center. Put your hands on your low belly. Be very curious about how you feel just lying on your back and breathing. So we've given ourselves all this time to feel the earth beneath us. Roll onto one side gently, come up to seated. I always think coming up now feels like a bit of a shock. It's like, oh, hello, real life. It's nice. Come on to all fours. Place your hands stacked under your shoulders, knees under hips in tabletop. Let's do some very gentle cat-cow tilts. As you inhale, lower the belly. Flare your collarbones. When you exhale, scoop out, but feel very concentrated with your scoop in the low back. Inhale, lower down. Matching breath to move. Exhale, scoop up. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, scoop all the way back up. Bring the forearms to the mat. Set yourself up for dolphin with the hands clasped. So we will grab a handful of bicep, but when we unravel, we'll link our hands in a little clasp and create a tripod. Press the edges of your forearms to the mat, hang the head. Inhale, feel the breath move into back ribs. Curl the toes, straighten the legs. This should feel very secure, this dolphin, like you are in your, it's like you step into your power in this dolphin. I always love this one. And I'd like you to think that you can lift your sit bones whilst engaging your abdominals. So you're very consciously lifting up into your belly. Shake out the head gently, side to side, opening and closing the mouth. And have a little more awareness of wrapping the shoulders as you pull energetically elbows towards each other. There's a tiny muscle in your armpit that activates. One more last breath, maybe a soft line out. And then lower down, knees to mat. We're going to set up for flash prep. Take your left forearm and place it in front of you on the mat in a dolphin situation. Right hand back near the knee. Elbow comes in. Feel for pulling the right elbow to underneath the hip. Hang the head. Take your breath. You curl your toes. You come up. Be curious about the weight distribution through your sides, right? Tempting to just lean on the left forearm, press also into right hand. If you'd like to raise a leg, left foot goes up to ceiling on a slow inhale. When you get it up there, lift higher, lift out of yourself. Take some of the dumping out of the shoulder girdle. Neck is long. Have a little visual. You can't see them, but what are your toes doing on the left foot? When you exhale, scoop the belly, lower the left leg down. Knees come down. Kneel up a moment. Let's do a round of shoulder shrugs. Take a slow breath in. Hold the breath, shrug shoulders to ears. When you exhale, squeeze tops of blades and go down as if you're rinsing and dredging. Take another breath in, side ribs open. No shrug. The middle points of shoulder blades come together like they want to squash something. Go down. Palms up, elbows bent. The breath is really slow. Inhale. Exhale, low wingtips squeeze together, elbows draw back, chest broadens, go down. Both shoulders get a little roll up. Flash prep on the right side, right forearm down. Left hand near the knee, elbow wrapping inwards. Head is relaxed. Take a breath. Curl toes, straighten the legs. Curiosity about weight distribution. Lean a little more into left hand. It's the thing you'll be avoiding. Elbow wraps in, chaturanga arm. Right leg can raise up if you wish. Long inhale. Squeeze your right buttock, get that online. Lift out of the inner leg line as well. Neck is long. Take a breath into your right big toe. Slowly lower down, scoop the belly. Knees to mat. Let's take child's pose. Separate the thighs, toes touch. Bottom goes to heels. And then just reach your torso through the middle. And place yourself back on the ground where we started, where it feels good, right? I want you to notice this coming back down to earth. I really think we miss a trick in our lives about how important it is. And this even during the day, right? To feel the ground beneath you, like real conscious grounding. Has an immediate effect on the nervous system. I mean, even where your hands are on the mat, I mean, just feel the ground. And then really slowly come out, come into down dog. Feet come to front of mat, forward fold. Soften the knees, take a long inhale. Reach your ribs away from the belly button and then refold. Let's do this. Take your peace fingers, so the first two fingers on your hands, and hook them around each big toe from the inside and around. You go through the gap. You might have to bend your knees a lot to get that. Hang the head. And then we're going to actually pull a big toe up while the rest of the toes stay flat to mat. Bend the elbows and pull the elbows to side of body. And you kind of pull your chest to your knees. My legs are bent, by the way, because otherwise my low back doesn't like it. And then release the grip on your big toe. Bend your knees even more. Come up to stand. Fab. Sun salutations. Get some padding for your knees. Stand at the front of your mats. Have the roll and maybe the block nearby. Hands at heart center, look forwards and feel your chest kind of open. Just for a brief moment, fascinate on where your thumbs touch your chest and place your breath in the middle of your heart center. On your next inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, fold forwards, the jaw is relaxed. Lunge, left knee to mat. Breathe in and take your arms to the ceiling. Exhale, 2 hands down, plank, step it up. Breathe to your belly, inhale. When you exhale, knees, chest lower. Low cobra, inhale. Exhale, down dog. Left leg lunges, step foot to front. When you take your breath, notice where it moves. Exhale, float to forward fold. Root to rise, come up. Exhale, hands up heart. Take the shoulder blades down. Go again, reach up, inhale. Fold. Back of the knees a little soft, right leg lunges. When you inhale, telescope the ribs, where can they move? Exhale, 2 hands down, plank. Look at your hands a moment, they're really active. Inhale, knees, chest lower, graze biceps to ribs. When you do low cobra, fascinate on the toes, reaching away. Exhale, down dog. Right leg lunges, step forwards. Pressing through the left shin and foot. Inhale. Exhale, float to forward fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. Exhale, hands up high. 2 more on your own, right? So I want you to really be in your own rhythm. Left, left, right, right. Speed it up, slow it down. Just do what feels good, right? This is something we have to take agency sometimes about our practice and really notice how we move without thinking that someone's telling us what to do. You know these sons back to front, front and back, right? And actually, even if you bosh them up, it doesn't matter. So be conscious about how you move. That's all I ask of you. Don't just go through the motions of it. I mean, maybe think, oh, it's quite interesting. My one side of me feels a little kind of more grippy than the other. And really notice how I can breathe slower. And every time you're in connection with the ground, notice it, right? Could be your hands, could be your feet, could be your whole body in low cobra. That's where it begins, right? The support from the ground up. When you get to the end of the second rotation, just stand into Tadasana and appreciate the pause. We'll do chair pose together. Inhale, sink the butt low, arms reach. Exhale, fold forwards, hang the head. Halfway lift, long flat back. Step or hop to plank. Take a breath here, lift your belly. When you exhale, come down through full or modified chaturanga, your choice. Inhale, low cobra, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Left foot steps forward, warrior two. Fists of fire. So we're in a lovely warrior two position. We feel our legs kind of support. We take the arms to the side and we turn the palms up like we're carrying two trays. The shoulders have this possibility of softness. Inhale. Make a fist with both hands. When you exhale, it's like the low part of shoulder blades come together. Shoulder shrugs. Inhale, float the arms up. Make a fist. When you exhale, it's like the wingtips come to the midline. No rush. Inhale, float up. Make a fist and then squeeze, squeeze. Can you feel muscles doing something? Chin is level with the floor. Release, roll it out. Extended warrior variation, left elbow to left thigh. Half bind. Let the neck completely relax. What does that mean for you? But be curious about how much attention you pay the neck in this pose. For a moment, just move the head on its axis. Where's the bit where you think, oh, crumbs? That's more interesting. And then you roll your breath, and it is like this. I always feel like it's like a roll of breath. You can move it through the body. Extending the diaphragm upwards, lean back into your pose. That's where the juicy bit happens, on the lean back. And your right shoulder blade drifts behind you. It just kind of lays itself behind you. Even the back of the skull kind of goes behind you. Come out of the pose slowly. Two hands frame the left foot. Plank, step back. Scoop the belly up, engage. Exhale, knees, chest lower, modified chaturanga. Your low cobra starts with your legs reaching away. Upper shoulders squeeze together. Exhale, down dog. Right foot, warrior two, fists of fire. Come up. Arms to the side, palms up. Very consciously move the shoulders down. Take an inhale, breathe into your belly. Make a fist. When you exhale, low tip, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Go so slowly, you have to feel it. Inhale, arms float. Fist, exhale, squeeze low tips together, look forwards. Inhale, rise up with the arms extending. Make a fist. When you exhale, deepen your right knee bend. And roll it out. Extended warrior variation, right forearm to thigh. Don't dump too far, lift into your right armpit, take a half bind. If you were really curious about this pose, what would it shift, right? How busy are you in your head right now? Could you be curious about this pose instead? What's the subtle kind of connections you can make throughout the body that change the pose? When you inhale, lift length between your pubic bone and your belly button. Left shoulder blade goes behind, neck is really soft. And then feel the ground beneath your feet, because that will be so helpful. Come out of the pose gently, two hands on the mat, step into plank. Take a super big breath in. When you exhale, knees, chest lower, come all the way down. Inhale, small cobra. Exhale, pull your ribs through the arms, come to your belly. And then I'd like you to grab your roll and lie over it. So place the roll on the mat. Come to lie down in the squidgy part of the belly, not touching any bone. And then ease yourself, right? Give yourself a moment to get there. Maybe you're on your elbows to start with and you lay a little deeper. Maybe you stay on your elbows just for now. That's the limit. Let the roll in some form or another. Pick up your right leg and reach it further away from you, and then do the same with the left leg. Going to do cobra over the roll, hands in front of the shoulders as wide as the mat. When you inhale, start by curling your pubic bone around the base of the roll, lift your chest. Inhale. Exhale, come all the way back down, pulling your ribs over the roll even longer. 2 more. Inhale, feel your legs reach away, squeeze the buttocks. Exhale, even longer on the way down, like the heels of your hands are dragging back to your elbows. Inhale, lift up, slow, slow, no rush. Upper back muscles engage. Exhale, draw forwards and down. Turn your cheek to one side, take a breath or 2. Maybe even wiggling the hips side to side, like massaging the roll a little deeper if you dare. Hands under shoulders, curl toes, down dog, move the roll away. Going to step forwards for high lunge. Step the left foot forwards, right back toes curled under. Inhale. Hips face short edge of mat. Press through the right thigh, but also tuck the tail a little bit. Going to do eagle arms in high lunge. It's quite a lot. Pace yourself. Arms come forward, left on top of right, double wrap. On your breath, take the shoulders back down, underside of armpit pulls forwards. And you have to be wary of your low back here. There's a full connection to your right underside of buttock. And when you breathe into your eagle, you lift the front ribs just marginally away from the belly button. You're very concentrated. You can't really drift off in this one. Unravel the arms. Lounge lunge. Right knee down. I actually want you to take the right leg way back, right? So you already feel the total fullness of your right stretch in the hip. Right hand shoots diagonally off the top corner of the mat. And then you twist and dip to the right as you hammock your ribs downwards. Right shoulder shrugs to ear, left arm hugs left knee and thigh. And the right leg has this vested interest in reaching so far away from you that it's pulling the stretch into the right hip and armpit. Soften the chin to the chest, let the head hang. And if it feels helpful, put a micro bend in the right elbow. How curious can you be about this draping in the right side of ribs? This is a real waist stretch in the waistline area. Come out of the pose slowly, 2 hands on the mat, step back into plank. Take a breath here, lift your belly. Exhale, knees, chest, lower downwards. Your low cobra without the roll, but could you imagine it was there? Inhale. Exhale, full length on the way down. Reset hands, down dog. Right leg, high lunge, back left toes curled under. Come up. Settle down, feel for reaching through the left thigh, but subtly tucking the left buttock. Eagle arms. Your right arm on top of left, double wrap. When you inhale, the shoulders go a little back, a little down, and they come forwards again from the armpit level. Be really curious about your breath pattern. So much stepping into your power in this pose. But still being grounded through your feet. And then let the arms go. Ooh, that's quite nice. Lower the left knee. You take the left leg really far away. So you're in this lovely long lunge already. Left hand goes off the top left diagonal corner of the mat. And you twist and dip your left hip down as you hug your right thigh knee. There's a reaching out of the left thigh towards the bottom of the mat. And think about where you're stretching the waistline of your left side, the ribs, the hip, the armpit. This is like the pose for me where I have to really concentrate, because you can be in this pose and just be pushing away from the floor. How willing are you to let yourself move towards the floor? Slowly come out of the pose. Step back to plank. Take a breath. Now let's just hold plank for 3 breaths. Feel, or look rather, at your hands and notice that the fingers are spread wide. Push into the whole hand and feel your little scoop in armpits area. No doubt about it, your core is knitted together, belly button lifting to ceiling. Shake out the head. Now slowly lower the knees and the chest and be so grateful for that. Low cobra, inhale. Exhale, come down to your belly, grab your roll. Let's lie over it. Let's lie over the roll. And actually what I'd love you to do is get the brick between your ankles as well. So we're doing awareness of legs in cobra over the roll. So the brick, a little awkwardly, the longest way along goes between the ankles, lie over the roll. Come to your belly, let the roll in. Ooh. Some days for me, I love the roll. Some days I do feel like I've got some sort of cement in my tummy. But then I think, God, that's exactly why I should be over the roll. Hands forward of shoulders as wide as the mat. Feel your legs reach away and slightly press onto the block. Inhale, telescope up. Feel the legs even more. Squeeze the block. Exhale, drag your belly forwards and down over the roll. 2 more like this. Inhale, reach and lengthen upwards as you extend the legs. Feel your buttocks turn on. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, notice how useful your legs are. Exhale, pull forwards and down. Ooh, just lie here a beat or 2. Curious about the gurgling. Can let the block go. Hands under shoulders, curl toes, down dog. Move your array of props out of the way. Last 2-part vignette. Step your left foot forwards for warrior 1. Front foot straight, back foot turned out. Hands on the hips, square yourself off. Warrior 1, brain cradle. 2 hands interlace, reach up. Place the hands behind the base of the skull. Elbows wrap in and you lift your triceps. So you're kind of cradling the base of your skull. And in a way, you're lifting the occipital ridge where your thumbs are up away from the neckline. And then you just let the whole head hang back in your hands. And you have to breathe into the belly area. Without telescoping the ribs, the pose starts to feel nasty. You take a slow, languid inhale into front ribs. It's like, oh, there's a bit of space. Press through the right back leg to ground. Alleviate the tightness in the right armpit with your beautiful breath. Slowly come up on an inhale. Take your right knee to the mat and pad it out. Lunge heel to butt. Left foot goes a little forwards. You find a range of motion that works. Left hand tractions the thigh. Right arm reaches behind. Take the foot. You pull it into the buttock, right? So there is a bend in the elbow and the chest opener comes with it. I like to place my elbow on the thigh. If you can lean forwards a bit, pitch your weight forwards, balance gets a little easier. If you're more upright, which could be the case because of your hip, fine. You just have to focus a little more on the left foot grounding down. Chest is lifted, gaze forwards. When you pull the foot to the buttock, breathe into your right quad. I like to think about my pubic bone, right at the front of the pubis. Let it lower a little bit to the left heel, just where you don't want it to go. Release. Hands down. Step into down dog. Take a pedal out of the backs of the legs. Right foot, warrior one, steps forward. Left toes slightly turned out, come up. Come into a version of warrior one where you feel really stable. Take the opposite interlace of your hands for brain cradle. So hands behind the skull, elbows come in. This feels awkward. Good. Like a bit of awkward. Lift your breath through the triceps, right into the points of your elbows. Inhale. Exhale, let the head, can you feel the weight of it? Sometimes we cheat, right? The head weighs a hell of a lot. Feel it in your hands. Let your head relax back. Feel connected to your left little toe side of foot. And then a little drive through the heel of the right foot. Turns your thighs on a bit more. Inhale, float to center. Left knee down, pat it out. Lunge heel to butt. Glide forwards. Tractioning the right thigh, left hand pulls the foot to buttock. Right elbow might come to thigh. Lift your chest, feel your breath move into the left hip and front of quad. And you sit with curiosity and a little discomfort, all in the same room. It's like you've got 3 chairs in an empty room. Curiosity sits on one chair, discomfort sits on another, and in the middle chair is your breath. You can negotiate between the two. Release, come out of it. 2 hands to the mat, step back into plank. Take a breath. Lift your belly button a little higher, and then slowly come through modified chaturanga down. Inhale, low cobra, reach through the feet. Exhale, all the way down. Hands under shoulders, step back to down dog. And then come to your knees. I think what we'll do for the last pose is we'll do half bow over the roll. So we'll lie down. If you're not sure, just have a little look at me on the screen. Half bow. So you're on the roll. You're sort of in goddess arms, elbows stacked under shoulders. And then you take, it's a bit like lunge heel to butt. You reach your hand around and you grab the foot, but rather than pulling the foot to the butt, it's the opposite actually. You flex the foot and you kick it away. And you might at this stage, could stay on your left elbow, or you can actually straighten the left arm, but you've got to kick the right leg back. There's a lot of quad and buttock work. And obviously you're breathing into your ribs and you're tucking your tailbone so you're not dumping into low back. Take 3 to 5 breaths on each side. Lifting your collarbones. Shake out the head. And slowly lower down and swap sides. So right elbow in goddess, forearm. Left hand grabs left foot. Kick it away though, the foot. This causes you to rise up. Maybe you straighten the right arm. One side for me always feels a little more available than the other. This is the way the body works, unfortunately. Or maybe not. Maybe it's fortunate because at least you get one side where you're like, oh, now I'm cooking it. Kick into your left hand with your foot. Turn your quad on. And then slowly release. And I think we'll lie over the roll to calm the low back down. So we're decompressing it by letting the roll in. We're self-soothing with the roll. Who knew? And then very gently press your hands under your shoulders, come up off the roll and turn to lie on your backs. And I know this seems like the last thing you want to do, but we will do with the roll, or if you don't have a good roll, I'm not, it's Millie maybe doing recording. I don't know what sort of roll you have, my love. Put a block between your inner thighs. Let's do elbow to knee with the roll. Okay. Pick your feet up off the mat. Hands behind the head. Take a long breath in, elbows to ceiling. Hold the breath, flatten low back. So when you flatten the low back, when you feel that, right, the flatness of the back, exhale, reach the left thigh, take the right leg to ceiling. Squeeze the prop between the legs, wrap your elbows. Inhale, knees bend, shoulders relax. Hold the breath, flatten low back, squeeze prop. Feel all of that turning on, reach to right thigh as you exhale, left leg up. Lift your shoulder blades, pull belly down. Inhale back to center. Hold the breath, flatten low back, very important. Let's get the back connected to the floor. Exhale, reach to left, right leg up. Lift your foot on the right side, squeezing between the inner thighs, the prop. Inhale, knees bend. Hold the breath, curl tail, reach elbows to right, left leg up. Lift your armpits, pull belly down, you're still doing the work. Release, take the feet down, head, shoulders down, move the prop. Back traction with Uddiyana, listen up. Knees are bent, take the heels of your hands to the hip sockets with the fingers tracking up the thighs. Lock out your arms, shrugging shoulders to ears. Take a long breath in. Exhale, blow everything out of the mouth. Flatten the low back. Hold the breath. Scoop the belly up and under Uddiyana as you push hands into thighs, thighs into hands, and completely flatten the back. Release the belly. Take a long inhale. Let's go again. Blow everything out of the mouth. Hold your breath, don't breathe. Flatten low back, push hands into thighs, thighs into hands. Uddiyana, suck belly button to low ribs. Release the belly, inhale. Last one, blow everything out. Hold the breath, flatten low back, push and straighten the arms. Scoop your belly up and under. You're not doing any breathing. Your toes and feet connect more. Release the belly, inhale. Shavasana, right, straight in. Legs up the wall might be a nice option. If you've got a bolster to put under your knees, that could work. If you feel like your low back doesn't want straight legs, knees bend and knock together. For a brief moment before you get fully settled, place your hands on your side ribs, just how we began. And I want you to notice that your breathing in Shavasana is a lot less, right? It's much softer. Doesn't feel like you're expanding and contracting in the same way. It's just a really gentle ebb and flow. It feels really rhythmic and soft. You can keep your hands on your body or move them away now. Come into the version of your final resting pose, which is really good for you. And be curious about what is feeling good this morning. No tension in the upper back. Feeling of space and width in the sacrum. A breath pattern that is really nourishing. very gently reconnect with a deeper pattern of breath. So maybe take a slow, steady inhale that expands you and a sigh out through the mouth. Little movement into hands and feet. Reach the arms up above you, extend your breath more lengthways in the body. And then gently bring your knees towards your chest. Move into maybe a little roll side to side. And slowly come onto one side and just pause. Keep the eyes shut. Find a little more softness around the cheek and the jaw area when you lay on your side. Just read you one of my favorite poems, actually, about yoga. I know how to move so that the grooves of habit and conditioning melt away. And instead, my awareness rests undefended in the bare and wordless truth. I know how to breathe in order to receive the mystery inside of me. I know how to be just so that stillness fills me. And when the swirl of the world quiets, even for the briefest time, I know what it means to be at peace. Very slowly press up to seated. Hands into prayer, slow breath in and out. Notice with curiosity how you feel right now. How you've landed after your practice has concluded. That which is sacred in me honors and salutes that which is sacred in you. Namaste. Thank you, my lovely ladies.